Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being here. My name is Bruce Pinkleton. I'm the Dean of the Edward R. Murrow College of Communication at Washington State University, and we have a very special ceremony this afternoon. We're here today because of the service of Fred Hogg, a student at Washington State University and also a military veteran, and we are honoring him and honoring his family's generosity to the Murrow College with a flag dedication ceremony today. Fred was deeply patriotic. He was committed to helping his community and others, and it really is an honor for us to be here to receive Fred's flag from his family. We're very thankful to the Hogg family for their generosity to us and for creating a meaningful scholarship that I'll talk about in a little bit. Scholarships such as this are a tremendous benefit for students, especially students who are not of means, have a hard time getting through school. And as a first-generation college student myself and putting myself through school, I certainly appreciate the benefits that generosity provides to our students. And I now invite Washington State University's Army ROTC Color Guard to post the colors.
Detail, hold, right face, post, color. Ready, post. Center, face. Present, arms. Order, arms. Ready, face. Forward, march. Right face. Forward, march.
All right, thank you. You may be seated. All right, the Murrow College of Communication has a special student here. His name is Christian Duplessis, and he's here to read a poem to us. Christian, please come up.
I am the flag of the United States of America. My name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice, and I stand guard majestically over great institutions of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, honor, truth, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident. I am arrogant. I am proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is a little higher, my colors a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshiped, I am loved, and I am feared. I have fought in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. Gettysburg, Shiloh, Appomattox, San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, the beaches of Normandy, Guam, Okinawa, Japan, Korea, Vietnam, in the Persian Gulf, and in a score of places long forgotten by all but those who were there with me. But I was there. I led my soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. I followed them and watched over them. They loved me. I was on a small hill in Iwo Jima. I was dirty, battle-worn, and tired, but my Marines and sailors cheered me, and I was proud. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on in the streets of countries that I have helped set free. It does not hurt, for I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of my own country. And when it is by those who I have served with in battle, it hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the bonds of earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the uncharted new frontiers of space. I have been silent witness to all of America's finest hours. But my finest hour comes when I am torn in strips to be used as bandages for my wounded comrades on the field of battle. When I fly at half-mast to honor my soldiers, airmen, sailors, Marines, and when I lie in the trembling arms of a grieving mother at the graveside of her fallen son or daughter. I am proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave. Dear God, long may I wave.
Thank you so much to members of the Solstice Wind Quintet. That was beautiful. And Christian, your reading was beautiful as well. I appreciated that, and the passion and that came forth in your just reading of that poem was quite moving. I'm here to introduce now Wade Hogg to you. I've had a chance to know Wade over perhaps the last year and a half. He's a true Coug, as we like to say. He is truly generous to Washington State University and committed to WSU. He's helped several students find purpose in their education. He's much like his father, whom we'll be discussing in just a minute. Wade is a College of Business graduate in 1995, and he and his mother Diane and their family have established the Murrow College's first full-ride tuition scholarship at Washington State University. And this scholarship is especially dedicated to or intended to help veterans as well as transfer students. So it's a tremendous benefit to us in helping the college to meet students' needs more effectively. We're incredibly appreciative of their support in this way, and it makes us very proud to be associated with a scholarship such as this because it's a substantial financial commitment to the Murrow College. So, Wade, would you please join me on stage?
Thank you, everybody. As Bruce told you, I am a business grad, which means I did not graduate from the Murrow College of Communications, and this is not normally what I do, stand and talk in front of people in a suit. So I am going to try to blur the lines of elegance with a little light humor and try not to set myself adrift on some emotional roller coaster, which I've been instructed not to do because Bruce would cry and then I'd cry and everybody'd cry. And it would be horrible. But this is a great honor for my father. He was given an athletic scholarship to Washington State University after he had attended Fullerton College for 2 years. My grandfather and him came up and they visited, and he instantly fell in love with the Palouse, with the school. He met my mother here on a horribly written blind date letter, her aunt at the time was my dad's RA. And this kind of became the central area of where our family has kind of come from for the last, oh gosh, I'd say 50 years. My father is buried in Colfax, just a few miles away, where he will be with my mom's parents and her brother. And for kids from California all grown in there, it's kind of an interesting path to get here. Education was real important to him. A lot of the discussions we had, we were in business together for, when I left here in '95, a good 22 years. He always felt that it was his duty to pay back the university somehow for the cost of his scholarship. We were a product of Washington State. We still are a product of Washington State University. And he felt that if you had become successful enough to do that, it should be done. It should be put forth for another student to be given that chance that might not be able to, whether through academic scholarship, athletic scholarship, whatever it may be. It was important to him. So we set up athletic scholarships, and this was before he had passed away. He felt, we had talked about a scholarship here at Communications, but he really felt that it was football that paid for his education, and that it should be football that received the benefit of that. So he started that, I believe, in 2012, 2013, working with Bill Moose. He passed away, and I started communicating with Camille, with the College of the Murrow College, and we had discussed what better ways we could use some funds, give them to existing scholarships and stuff like that. And then it became evident that the Murrow College, as it's known now, not when Dad was here and going through, didn't have a full ride scholarship. So we decided that we would start it for him. And I can't take the credit for the language as far as it being towards service. That would be Camille. She had a great relationship with my parents, with my father. It was her idea on how to set the criteria for selecting a student, which I think is just incredibly outstanding. It's a great honor to him. I was just thinking, some student, when you set these up, you have criteria, you go through, you discuss it. And it has just been absolutely incredible the way it's come together. I think it's a great honor to him. My father was a patriot. He loved his country. He served his country in Vietnam. It was a big part of his life. You could never find anything I think he owned or wore that didn't have an eagle or some sort of red, white, and blue or whatever. He truly believed in the flag, the United States of America, and he believed in Washington State University. So it gives me great pride to be able to do this for him. To be honest, I've labored for the last couple days of what bullet points I was going to put up here to talk about. My father wrote some great things for a lot of people. That's what he did. He felt my education needed to be in business because at times he felt that he didn't have the knowledge to run a business like we do. I wish I would have paid a little more attention in speech class in my business program, but you know, he really did well. And it's nice to see. It's nice to come back after 20 plus years in every football game, see snippets of things he worked on. Even sitting with Robert Siegel's event last night, Eric Johnson put together a great film about Keith Jackson. And what's really nice is the only words in that Keith didn't write were written by my father almost 40 some years ago. And that's neat. I mean, that's really neat to come back. Nobody knows this. There's a couple in the room now that have known that before, but it kind of just makes him a part of this university. And, you know, it's not, he didn't go out. He left school, went to Vietnam. He served. He came home. He helped with a family business that's always had its ups and downs. And he never really utilized his degree for a living. He used it for Campfire Girls and Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts and Rotary and everything else he would do. I mean, Children's League, selling wreaths at Christmas time, all that stuff. He really had a flair when it came to that. And so it's just kind of a needed thing for him to have this in his honor. There's so many of us that are going to leave here, Washington State, and we've left and we've gone and we've moved on, and we've had this discussion that maybe you don't use the degree that you get in the field that you want to. I mean, life is different. You move along, you transpire, you transcend things, and it's important to give that chance to somebody else. Maybe they don't go into communications, but they graduate from Washington State, and that's usually more than a degree. I mean, if you are all Cougar grads in here, or most of us, you know, you understand what it's like to be a student from Washington State University. You know what it's like. I come back to campus and I see someone, I'm in Walmart and I see people with Washington State on their sweatshirt, and I got to remind myself, you're in Pullman. You know, I mean, because usually I want to scream at them, you know, go Cougs. But then that's kind of strange when everybody in Walmart has something on. So I have to remind myself, you're close to home. But getting somebody here and getting them through Washington State really gives them a little different sense, I believe, than different universities. And I'm sure every university, you know, graduate and alumni says that, but I think we know it's truly how Washington State is. So it's a great honor to display his flag here. Later on in his life, I purchased a new home. I'd finally had a home that I put a game room in. I kind of set some stuff up, and all this stuff started coming from my dad's house. All this stuff from football and the 50-year reunion they came to in 2013, and all the things he'd had since he played here. And I said, well, what are you doing? And he made the comment to me. He says, well, Wado, he says, nobody's going to see this in my home. He says, but everybody comes over to your house to hang out. So he kind of set up his own glory wall. And I think in my mind, moving forward, I think that's what this flag is important. As I've told a few people, one of the flags flies on Veterans Day at the Colfax Cemetery from his service up here in the Palouse. This is the one given to our family at the service in Hood River. There's going to be a lot more people that see it in this home than in mine. And I think that's what my dad would have wanted. And so, Bruce, I don't know where we go next, but we...
Well,
like to give you the flag.
So we're supposed to exchange the flag, but I don't want to move the flag because it's stable right there. I've checked it. So this is the official flag exchange right here, okay?
We got her done.
All right.
So, Bruce, thank you. And thank you, everybody, for coming out. I really do appreciate it.
Wade, thank you very much. For a business guy, you did okay, buddy.
Did I all right? All right. Good deal.
Terrific. All right. I appreciate Wade's comments very much. And this is the flag that was draped over his father's casket. Our plans are to display it upstairs in the lobby. As you see, as you come in, there's some nice glass bookshelves right there. And we're going to just go ahead and display that. I have to tell you, I have in my office an interesting plaque. It's a plaque, and I didn't realize this until recently, that the college, well, before we became a college, used, I guess it would be the department, used to give an Edward R. Murrow Award to the top graduating senior in its class. And on this plaque is one name that I recognized immediately, and that was the name of Keith Jackson in 1954. The last name on that plaque is the name Fred Hogg, so Wade's father. And when I saw that, I was just stunned. It was really quite a remarkable thing to see that there, and a tremendous testament to who Wade is, his service to his excellence as a student, and his accomplishments here at Washington State University. I did want to mention also that the service of Fred Hogg and other veterans here is tremendous. In a sense, it's in keeping with the very spirit of Edward R. Murrow, who worked to keep democracy alive, especially as you think about his work with Joe McCarthy as an example. We tremendously appreciate that sort of dedication, and it is a service that benefits all of us. So as opposed to being a one-to-one sort of a thing, it's something that we all benefit from. We all appreciate in that sort of corporate service. So we're tremendously appreciative of Fred's service, Wade, and also for all of our veterans. I also, in that spirit, want to thank our veterans for their service to our country, including our Army ROTC students who are here today. We appreciate their work very much. I also thank you for coming. Appreciate you being here and helping us to honor Fred in this way. And I'd like to thank members of the Solstice Wind Quintet. Your music has been beautiful, and it certainly has added to our ceremony here today. Thank you very much. You bet.
Giving back to WSU has been an important thing in our family. We have a lot of help going forward when we were students, when we were athletes, even when we were in business, whether it be someone that helped us with a loan or a mentor. And this is just one way to make sure that we take care of somebody else in a pay-it-forward type of mentality. So we started with athletics to thank Washington State for what they had done for my father back in the 60s, and after he passed, I felt that doing the same thing at Murrow would be important for a communications student. What does it mean to be a Coug? Gosh, that's a really could be a tough question. It's hard to explain what it is to be a Coug. Being a Coug is not something you can be. It's just something you become at Washington State University. I'm sure that everybody will tell you, like I said, that their colleges, they all feel that sense of family and pride and everything, but really Washington State is just a little bit different. And to be a Coug, you have a great sense of pride, you have a great sense of tradition, you have a great sense of honor, to make sure that, you feel good things about Washington State is an easy thing. It's just a great place, it's a great feeling, it's a great area to be and grow up and get an education.
I'm incredibly appreciative of the support this scholarship provides. Oftentimes transfer students or students from Army ROTC veterans may not have had this sort of financial support that other students have had. They have a real opportunity with this scholarship to get that financial support, and we're incredibly appreciative of that.